Over the last couple of weeks, we've been super excited about this event coming here to Roblox The Hatch. We find out that it's going to start on July 2nd, but it sounds like there's some issues with this event. First thing is this little teddy right here. It seems like they are a developer who is developing some pretty nasty stuff on the platform. Their name is a Teddy, the official Teddy. The L is actually an I, and this person still exists on Roblox. They are verified. They've got 26.3k followers, and they've got several games. They've got this hangout here called The Teddy Company is their group, over 100k members in that group. So this person makes games that are very questionable, guys, like games that you don't want on Roblox, or at least games that you do not want young children on Roblox. And the maturity says moderate. Honestly, this should be some sort of game, like if there's anything even remotely like this, you should be over the age of 18 to be able to even access any of this stuff. So this person is a developer. They've made some super creepy games on the platform. Here's a list of games that were shown to us here by Schlep and Row Catchers. Boy and Girl Hangout, the amazing digital hug people simulator. Boys and girls hang out, like people hugging and getting together in these games, in these bathrooms, and it's super duper weird, guys. This is the game that they had actually recently. Looks like it is unavailable. I think like Roblox is finally starting to respond because, you know, people are kind of freaking out about the fact that this person was part of the event, and they've also been kicked out of the event. Now, if you look at this game, I think it was like, you know, the social hangout boy and girl hug club, which is obviously by itself super duper weird. Shouldn't have games like that on here. Like the badges, they look normal, right? They look like some people are coming over here. We're just a hangout thing. But if you scroll down, look at the recommended experiences: Vibe Place, XYZ bathroom. Guys, bathroom hangouts. That is just weird. Why any sort of game would have like people hanging out in the bathroom is just the weirdest thing to me. So I don't know. I think if Roblox sees people do public bathroom or just the word bathroom in a game, get rid of that sort of game. Of course, yes, it is a social platform, but when people are doing weird things in this game, especially around or to minors, that stuff needs to be handled right away. So we're going to talk about that just in the moderation issue just a little bit here, but first we're just going to go over this event. So this person, Teddy, was invited to have their game in the event. Now we're trying to figure out like exactly how that happened. Splash here, one of the devs for the game Doors, gave us some information. Apparently the developers were, I guess, presumably selected through an algorithm. Maybe they took the top 1,000 like visited games. I don't know. It sounds like they were trying to put 1,000 total games in this event. We're going to talk about those details and how it was supposed to work. Kind of strange, honestly. So a lot of people are pulling out of this event. A lot of big games, actually. We've had Piggy, Doors, Pressure, SCP-3008, Untitled Tag Game, and more are listing that they're not going to be a part of this event. A lot of them, it said, mostly because Teddy was a part of this event. Now, we've heard from Asimo that Roblox staff has informed people that official Teddy is no longer a part of the event, so that supposedly is not supposed to be an issue anymore, yet Teddy is still on the platform, and honestly, when you crack an egg, it's hard to put it back together. So what we've heard here from Splash is the fact that, you know, they want to create a creative freedom. You know, the hunt was great. They only had a 2-week deadline apparently for the hunt, but they were still able to put it together. But this time they were saying the developers weren't even contacted until days after the event was officially announced. So this is what's confusing to me. Why would they announce like and send out all these eggs to content creators when they haven't even talked to any developers? It seems like it was a very last minute thing, and someone's like, let's just do 1,000. Like, this is it. I don't know. It doesn't seem like super duper organized to me. So, you know, developers can't ask Roblox for any guidance or anything because there's so many of them that Roblox can't actually get to them and help them. So they're basically like saying, here's some very loose, you know, things that you've got to do as guidance. And basically it's like, you just have a couple of minutes. Analytics like are going to be disabled for the event. It says, so people coming into the game, they're not going to get any like information about their analytics because they're just going to be coming in the game. And it sounds like they're just basically going in there to find something that is in a lobby that spawns after 2 minutes. So like 1,000 games where you go in the lobby, you hang around for 2 minutes, and then something spawns, and then you pick it up and then you go in another game, which is crazy. And they're saying 1,000 games and 1,000 eggs. I think it's basically just the 10 eggs, and those are randomly distributed through like, you know, like any of the 1,000 games can have one of the 10 eggs, basically. basically. That's what I'm thinking it is. And it sounds like they're trying to suggest use of generative AI, which a lot of people in the community don't like that. So it sounds like there's just not been a whole lot of creative freedom, at least initially, from what they've been sending to the devs on this event. So like a lot of devs are pulling out, but even the ones that have pulled out, even after they find out that official Teddy has no longer a part of the event, they still don't want to be a part of it because it sounds like, not a lot of creative freedom. It's just a 2-minute thing. You don't really get to learn about their game. They're removing the analytics for those players. So it sounds like it's really just sort of a crazy thing. But, I think at this point, Roblox is really just kind of throwing some stuff at the wall, trying to see what sticks. They're always very experimental, and we're going to go over some more details of that as well. So, okay, Teddy is no longer in the event. Okay, they're still on the platform. That's not really cool. We want them off the platform because it seems like they're a bad actor. And also the people who are bad actors in their games, I think, should be removed from Roblox, but I digress. So developers, they've affirmed that that person is not going to be in there. Okay, so that's good. But Asimo also sort of says, I can't help but wonder if this all makes Roblox cancel their events instead of improving them. So I think, Asimo's a little bit on the side of like, guys, come on, like, yeah, they make some mistakes, but I don't think it was on purpose. Hopefully we don't make it so bad that they get rid of events altogether, because we have seen them remove events before. They've done it before. It's not like they do this for investors. They do it for fun. The team for events is tiny too, which is true. So they've canceled events before. I don't know, yapping out loud here. So, Asimo's kind of thinking like maybe just all this complaining is going to cause this to go away and all events to go away. I hope that doesn't happen, because I love just the fact that they're bringing back these events, and like these people, like Roblox is trying to get like really involved with it and with the community, and like the idea of this egg hunt thing was super exciting. Yeah, well, don't worry, 15 is going to kind of fix us that whole situation. I see some games leaving solely over the event being too simple. So some games are leaving even after the fact that Teddy has been removed for it. They're still leaving because it's not much. They're saying, and his view is like, this is messed up. Those devs were told how the event worked before signing on. So they signed on, they were told how it works, and now they're bailing. And it seems that, just because it's kind of part of what the community is doing. And I get it, devs want to follow what the community is doing. We want to be on the side of the community. We don't want to be against the community. But anyways, he feels like it's a little bit opportunistic. What do you guys think? I mean, the devs that are deciding just to kind of leave just because it's not really long enough, even when it has nothing to do with Teddy? I replied there to his post. I said, you got a point. I think the bad actor was removed even back in 2018. Now, that's the thing. Everybody's talking about Egg Hunt 2018, how wonderful and amazing it was. Back then, a lot of people complained. Like when it first released, it was a little janky. People were complaining about that. People didn't like some of the things. People didn't like some of the mechanics. There were some people that didn't like the fact that it was Ready Player One. They thought some of the things were too hard. And, and the fact that there was only one item that could be won, that won Dominus, and people hated the person who won the Dominus, and they thought there was cheating, and they thought that Roblox messed things up. People were complaining like crazy. But now, in retrospect, in hindsight, we're talking about it as the best event that there ever was. So I don't know. The last event was fantastic, I think, but a lot of people were complaining about the Hunt Mega Edition as well. So Asimo agreed. People hated the 2018 Egg Hunt at the time, and some people really, really did. So we put this kind of meme format as something that kind of expresses the community in Roblox. And that is true, guys. You'll never be able to please everybody in the Roblox community, and no matter what is done, there's going to be complaints about whatever event happens in the Roblox community, no matter what. But there is a bright side to the story. 15 has announced that they are going to release an Egg Hunt event themselves by the community for the community Easter 2026. So, I mean, it's a long ways away, but the fact that they're kind of thinking about it and working on it already, that is a good sign, because I do remember Egg Hunt 2018. I was one of the testers for that, and we were testing it almost a year before it actually came out. Now, there is some additional information. They've been working with the Studio Koi and Geek Out KK for this whole thing, but there's some information right here which is a little, I don't know. We'll see. They want the community demands an egg hunt, of course. They want free eggs. Now, if the eggs are $1 per egg, which the UGC and everything for Roblox, and they up the price, which I wish they would bring that price down again, but I don't know. It's all about money. no economic harm to Roblox. They don't want any economic harm. Honestly, I wish that Roblox would step in and try to help them and help make this whole thing happen. I think that would be the best way to go. But they're saying supporting us, like it's going to be 50 local currency purchase. So basically, if you want to like continue the whole event for this thing, it's going to be a $50 paid access thing down here on the bottom right. So end of Q1 2026, a 25% D1 retention, $50 paid access for extended content. No, I don't know, $50 paid access. I think a lot of people are going to be upset with that. Best case scenario is if Roblox just gets on board and works with 15, which I think would be so awesome if they do that. Please, Roblox, please do that. But then there's been some updates here today. So a quick update here from Roblox. They were all hands on deck preparing for the hatch, and they're hoping that it's going to be an enjoyable event for the community, and they've heard that there was some concerns. So the platform has a culture of innovation, taking risks, learning, and iterating, and their events are no different. With the hatch, they're trying something new. So they aimed at creating an event with 1,000 experiences. Guys, initially 1,000 experiences. That's ridiculous. It's too much. They got 10 days, 1,000 experiences. No. Whoever's idea it was to do 1,000 experiences, that was a bad idea. Giving more creators the opportunity to participate. I love that. I want more creators to participate. But if they really want to do something for creators, like fix discovery on the platform. Fix discovery. So they want to, allow them to kind of focus on their live ops things. They want to make it fun and enjoyable. But their initial guidance was easy to find spots right there. So they said we acknowledge the feedback and they give more flexibility. So they're giving a little bit more flexibility to the developers for their missions for the game. But they want them to still just keep it down to like a minimum, because there is like 1,000 games, but 1,000 is just too much, guys. I don't know, go for like 25, 30 and have like some decent things in there. I think that would be the way to go. As far as like recommendations for events, I've got some recommendations here that I want to talk about. But they did emphasize here there's more to the event. There's a hub. We knew that. There's going to be some surprising mechanics, and players aren't going to be required to collect all 1,000 eggs to complete the event. That would be ridiculous, but I'm going to try to cover it the best that I can. Hopefully there's launchers and free things that we can give away for that as well. Now, the one and only DJ Monopoly put together a really, really long post. It's I'm not going to read all that sort of post, but just to sum this up, it's about, talking about what is the incentives for Roblox to even do this, for the investors. Why would they even do this sort of thing in the past? Like, it's not really beneficial for them. So it's kind of a little information on, just making one game for everything. Because everybody wants like one game, just kind of like the Great Yoke Tales in 2018, that it really wouldn't be beneficial and it wouldn't do anything to support any of the other devs. And in fact, it might actually hurt the other devs on the platform by doing that. So thinking that that's maybe not a way to do it. Now, here is my proposal here, guys. This is what I think would be best case scenario. Let me know if you guys agree, or if, I think maybe I should probably take over setting up these events. I'm just kidding. But anyways, I think that a perfect mixture would be perfect. A large main hub with like 25 hidden eggs in there. And then there's also teleporters to 25 games that are properly vetted, so that there's no creepy developers that are a part of it. And they each have a custom mission that takes 10 to 15 minutes to complete and get another egg. So the key really is about bringing back, I said UGC items, but it's not UGC. It's just bringing back free eggs, because the community loved those eggs, guys. So if we do that, games will be restricted from having scavenger quests. We hate scavenger quests. We don't like long quests, and we don't like RNG based things. Like, guys, the infection gunfight, you guys remember that from the last event? Yeah, we don't like the RNG in that sort of way. But encourage the people to make something special that fits into an overarching theme and lore for the whole event. So we've got a dev hunt. We've also got a main place for some free things that we can get. We've got some lore. We've got launchers. Then that way, everybody's getting what they want. Devs are getting people into their games and a chance to show off their creativity. Players have fun missions, a unique experience, and awesome UGCs to collect, and content creators will have plenty of stuff to cover. And then Roblox will win because they'd finally make everybody happy. Well, of course, there would still be a few people on the sidelines that would complain, but I digress. Also, though, now this is another thing I'm going into. They should hire someone that takes over moderation and takes it very seriously. There's been, issues with moderation in Roblox in general. You guys have seen a lot of stuff like Schlepp's brought up. They've busted some people on the platform. That stuff should not exist on the platform. And I know they do have some parental controls, and it'd be great if more people were informed about using those parental controls, but they need to get rid of people. And they also need to be transparent with the public about how they are working with their moderation. I think if there's issues, and it's problematic and it's difficult to do this. If there's people that are falsely reporting and it's hard to catch the real bad actors because there are so many people that are falsely reporting, have someone from moderation let us know. I want to know this information and I want to know what is causing this. So this person should also implement crackdowns on predatory behaviors and work with the people who are trying to make Roblox as safe as it can be, like Schlepp and like Ruben and some of those other people. I don't know. Anyways, that is kind of my thoughts on this thing. This is the update on what's going on. Sounds like they're moving forward, like full steam ahead, even though a bunch of people have dropped out of the event. Sounds like they're still going to try to move forward with it. And I guess we're just going to see what happens here with this whole thing. What are your thoughts on this event? And if there's anything that you guys think of that can improve the way this whole event exists, what are your thoughts? I want to know in the comments. And if you guys are new here, make sure you subscribe, hit that notification bell, and thank you for watching. We'll talk to you guys later.